Hey guys, and welcome to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got Game 2 between TSLHyuN, who is the red Zerg in the lower right, and BlastRoof, who is the purple Zerg in the top left. The map is Ohana. This is Game 2 of a best of 3, and it's from the Zotac Cup. Now, for those of you who have not watched Game 1, well, I'm just sitting here thinking, you should have seen in the description and the title that this is Game 2, so pause this video, find Game 1 on my channel, watch that, and I'll see you back in a second. Right, so everyone should have seen Game 1 now. It was really cool. I really loved Game 1. I thought it was absolutely fantastic because, let's face it, it was muter on muter, and I must say, it felt like HyuN actually had a bit of bad control. He didn't engage as well as he could have done. He had a couple of missteps, which meant that he just lost some muters for nothing, and ultimately, I'm going to say it, I was a bit disappointed in his play. It's not as good as I've seen him play, so I'm hoping in Game 2 he can bring this back and he can really put on the pressure to Roof. Now, obviously it is ZvZ, so it's a pretty volatile matchup. Things can go crazy at any point in the game, so let's just wait and see what we will get. Now, I'm just having a look around. What does Ohana have to offer? Well, for a start, you've got this nice little area here to take your natural. It's quite an easy natural to take because the ramp is quite small, which means defending it's not too bad. I reckon we'll probably see a 15 hatch out of both of these players, almost certainly, especially because we've already got Roof here coming down with the drone ready, and here comes HyuN's drone, so we are definitely going to see a hatch first out of both of these players. And what else can we expect? Well, it depends how the game goes on. As I said in Game 1, ZvZ has lots of different options available to it. You can see, obviously you can get Rush to Roaches, Mass Speedling, Baneling, Zergling, Muters, what else can we get? Infestors? Roach Infestor, Roach Hydra. There's just options. And that's what makes it fun to watch, because there's no set strategy of what is always done every game. So I quite like that. Both players are going for the pool first build, and here we go. HyuN is getting his gas down at the moment. Roof hasn't started his gas yet, so that's going to delay his timing on Zergling speed and also Banelings. Banelings I feel are absolutely critical if you go hatch first, just to be more defensive. Now, the one thing I would say is, for anyone watching, ZvZ is one of those hard matchups to watch at the pro level, because obviously a lot of the things they do are assuming your opponent is going to do the same sort of thing, very meta game. If you're in the lower leagues, so really anything under Masters to be honest, you're going to have players who just don't do the normal, especially on ladder where it's a best of one. There's no kind of a couple of games to come back or anything like that, so you have to always be thinking, well, is my opponent faking that expansion and just going to pump speedlings? So for that reason, I love getting banelings first, just to be more defensive at your natural, ready to deal with any of those kind of real oh shit moments. So just having a look, we do still have no, well actually no, we do have a gas out of Roof now, so obviously Zergling speed has started for HyuN, considering we do have Roof going over 50 gas. We're probably going to see speed first out of him as well, which I think is a good choice. It works well, especially at this stage of the game. Unless you really rush to Banelings, then speed is obviously the right choice to go. It gives you map control, and really the only thing you have to worry about then is Banelings. Now, I am just looking at both these players. It looks like we're going to be in store for another good macro game, which is always fun. I mean, it depends what you're into. I mean, what do you guys prefer? Leave me a comment. Do you prefer these crazy macro games? Do you like those quick 6 pulls? What is it that you find fun? Maybe you like funky things where it's just a really unusual build order. But let me know. That's always cool. But we do have both these players going for the Baneling nests. So this just is really a good sign when both players are doing such similar timings on key tech structures. Because basically, it just shows how good, how ingrained these players are. It's a bit like if you get a professional basketball player or something like that, their like shooting technique will always be the same every time. If you get anything like that, I've got a pro golfer, their golf swing will be perfect every time. And it's very similar in SC2, and why it is so fair in my opinion to consider it a real sport. I know some people think computer games aren't real sports, esports don't count as a real sport, but it's a skill game, just in the same way as any other technique based sport, basically. Now we do have the first Banelings coming down here. We do have Lair coming out for both these players again. An incredibly similar timing. We do have 3 gases on the way out for Roof, so he's going to come up to 4 gas. We do have 4 gas out of HyuN now as well, slightly behind, so Again, but having said that, HyuN got his first gas out fractionally earlier, so in the grand scheme of things, they're going to get pretty equal. And now HyuN was running that Zergling around as much as he can to try and get all the information. We do have the Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber coming out here for HyuN at the moment. No sign of the Evo or Roach Warren out of Roof, so maybe he's going to go for that Muta play again, which, to be honest, it worked well in Game 1. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So we'll wait and see if HyuN does do better. But as I said in Game 1, a good solution to if your opponent attacks you with mutas is have a big ball of roaches and you just go and kill them. Because, to be honest, they find it very, very difficult to deal with that. Now, those Zerglings which we ran through did see we got Roof going for that, well, Spire coming up, so we're going to see mutas. Now, these Zerglings are just running around purely to get scouting information. They want to know what is coming down. They've seen the Infestation Pit, they've seen the Roach Warren, and a Baneling just detonated as well. That was a good little engagement. And now, here comes the perfect reaction from Roof. Get down the spines, ready to deal with any pressure. But because he didn't see any roaches, and he also saw that Infestation Pit, he can assume HyuN isn't going for a mass roach rush, but instead teching up to Roach Infestor. There comes down the third base. We've got HyuN coming over, checking the timing, and obviously Roof has got an Overlord there, ready to know the timing of the third as well. That single Zergling is going to try and be irritating. Don't think it's going to be able to do much though, because something will come and pick it off. The creep spread is good by both players. In ZvZ, spreading creep, not as essential as you may think, because obviously the Overlords are safe to get you the scouting information. Speed advantage helps the opponent as much as you, so it levels out. Now we do have the Roach Warren Infestation Pit. Hang on, how many? Oh no, double Evo, Roach Warren Infestation Pit. But actually, wow, we see the Infestation Pit get cancelled there by Roof. So that is quite surprising. I don't know if the Spire has been spotted. I mean, if we switch over, no, yep, it has been. It is aware that it's going down there. And just taking a look here at HyuN, he's sending some roaches up to come and try and deal with this third. Is there anything in production to help defend that? Well, handful of mutas and roaches coming out now, but it all depends whether HyuN will be able to take out. And quite a few drones are transferring over. They're going to get picked off pretty much for free. That's some free drones, and what does everybody like is free drones. Quite a few get picked off there. They all do. Another one rallying over, and now this is the big problem. You see, mutas are great. These roaches cannot attack the mutalisks, but the mutas just can't kill them quickly enough. And that means this third base is definitely going to be going down, and this is the problem you have if you do go for mutas only, is that if your opponent just comes to kill you, you have big problems. The queen gets picked off there, and HyuN now pulling back. And to be honest, I'm not sure I agree with moving back, because the mutas can just chase you down and pick you off, and unless you've got any anti-air, you're going to have problems. HyuN is getting the infestors out though, and of course pathogen glands is finished, so they'll be ready to cast fungal growth straight away. Mutas clump up very, very severely, and if those infestors are able to get good fungal growth, or if they could do big damage, the queen is coming in, and well, it all comes down to how good the fungals are. There is the Spore Crawler down there. There isn't one at the back though, so that's a little bit of a vulnerability. And now Roof really needs to start picking off just a handful of these drones. The Spore Crawler going to town though, and if Roof loses a Muta from a Spore, that is a big loss. There goes down the fungal growth, and the chain fungus will now begin, and all of these Mutalisks will go down. The Spore Crawler helping massively. The Queen's coming over as well, and here we will see nearly everything. A missed fungal growth there, but that doesn't matter, because if we look at the resources lost, Roof has lost over 1,000 more resources at the moment, but he is following up this Muta pressure with just mass roaches. He's got roach speed on the way. He's got the missile attack, +1 missile attack already finished though for HyuN. He does have roach speed finished. He's getting a macro hatch down as well. Already started on the +2. Now, obviously there is this double Evo chamber. 1-1 is finished now for Roof. That's does give him the upgrade advantage to the 1-0 of HyuN, who does only have that single Evo. And I mean, the only difference is the fact that the Infestors are there. Now, Infestors are insanely good. They just have so much damage dealing capability if they do have units to soak up the brunt of the fire. And here we go, the first fungals go down. They are some pretty good fungals. They are preventing an awful lot of those roaches engaging, but it looks like the energy on these Infestors is completely spent. So it was just going to be the one fungal, and now we've got the roaches. They're trying to engage, but it looks like Roof has just got too much stuff. Now, what is HyuN going to do? Well, these Infestors should have energy very, very shortly. They're getting up there. Here comes the energy for fungal growth. There we go. Massive fungal growth comes out. That is going to help tremendously. We should see some more chain fungals coming. Roach reinforcements are coming in. All of these roaches for Roof right now are very low on health. The third base though of HyuN is looking like it could be in some infested towns are getting lobbed down. Drones being pulled. That is never a good sign. But for the moment, we do have Roof here with an incredible amount of low health roaches, and that is going to be a major problem. So what are we going to be able to see from Roof right now? Well, he's going to just keep reinforcing behind. It looks like he's getting the advantage in terms of number of units. I mean, Festive Tones getting lobbed behind. That is absolutely brilliant. And, well, what can we expect from HyuN right now? Well, he is pretty much come out on top there, I would say. He has more drones by about 11, so that is really good. He's lost an awful lot less resources. So, to be honest, that cost-effective engagement plus the third base plus the tech advantage means that I actually think HyuN has got this game now, as long as he keeps playing it well. HyuN would have to lose this, to be honest, but he does only have the 1-0 upgrades compared to the 1-1 upgrades for Roof, so the upgrade advantage is there. But to be honest, with the additional drones and the additional base and the additional macro hat, this should be pretty easy. A great arc there for HyuN, and to be honest, this should get cleaned up pretty easily. The infestors don't have energy for fungal growths. I'm surprised HyuN hasn't got a couple more infestors in there, but that's fine. To be honest, he's absolutely fine. And there's the GG, and that means that HyuN has leveled this series up 1-0. So that was game 2, guys. Please thumbs up, like it, leave a comment, and basically just have a cool time. And I will see you at game 3 any second. Flick over to my channel, you'll find it there. Bye for now.